migrant child drowned in the Colorado River on Monday when attempting to cross into the United States. The incident occurred north of the Morelos Dam, and our Adam Klepp joins us from that area with more on what happened.
CBP says they apprehended a migrant mother who then told agents she had been separated from her child while crossing into the United States. CBP says agents then immediately began searching the area near the Morelos Dam, where they found the body of a 5-year-old migrant child who had drowned in the Colorado River. The drowning and body recovery happening somewhere north of the Morelos Dam. This is a look at that entire area. From the dam up north to where the river splits the border wall is about a 1-mile stretch. The river can be flowing strongly and be deep before it reaches the dam. Reaction to the news came in on Twitter, with Arizona's Governor Doug Ducey calling it heartbreaking. On the same day as the drowning, I was with Yuma Sector Chief Patrol Officer Chris Clem in the Yuma Desert. He says in the Yuma sector, migrant deaths are on the rise.
Agents recovered 17 bodies from the desert, a 112% increase from last year.
Governor Ducey and the state of Arizona have pushed for Title 42 to remain in place at the border. Arizona's lawsuit against the CDC prevented the Biden administration from ending the policy on May 23rd. But humanitarian groups say these actions are causing the increase in deaths because Title 42 closes ports of entry to asylum seekers, pushing the migrants to cross in dangerous areas in between official entry points.
Everybody that's getting expelled is trying again and 2 or 3 or 4 times until either they make it across the border or they perish. So unfortunately, it is directly tied to policies like Title 42.
Brad Jones with Humane Borders, which operates out of Tucson, says the record number of migrants coming to the border is proof Title 42 doesn't work as a deterrent to migration.
With greater border enforcement is that it doesn't really stop migrants from coming, but it prompts them or leads them to take greater risks.
On Monday, I asked Chris Clem if he thinks Title 42 is contributing to the rising number.
The news report just now, it is saying that a Jamaican 5-year-old girl's body was pulled from the Colorado River on June the 6th. So it's making sense that there's a great possibility here. I would say 99% that this is Malaysia Miller, Little Million, because the age matches. Now they're using the term Jamaican, and the dates that the person arrived at the border is matching up, because we know that the mom arrived on June the 5th at the border. So the body was found on June the 6th. So it's just a matter of maybe a couple days or less, maybe a couple hours or so. They may just confirm her name. But from what I'm hearing, all the information is matching up. But the U.S. authorities refuse to release the name of the child that has drowned because of the fact that she is a minor. So it's really sad what happened, and this is just like maybe a teaching moment for everyone who is doing this with children. Just be very, very careful and think about what you're doing, because they cannot make decisions for themselves, right? And the circumstances, the conditions, they're really harsh. It's harsh conditions, as I mentioned, the weather, the elements, and then you're dealing with people from all over. You don't know these people either. You don't know their background. So there are times when you're in their hands, so to speak, and any card can play. I mean, she turned around, she handed her child to somebody, and of course, that person is not going to take due care and attention like you, right? And we don't know, because we heard that certain parts of the river is quite deep, right? I guess there's certain times when that river gets high and certain times when it gets low, and there are certain sections of it that can be really high and certain sections that can be low, no matter what the time or period is. So I guess you have to know that river well. For a little baby, that to me, it's a rough trip, right? It takes a toll on kids more than it does adults. And as you heard the news report, they have found several bodies in the desert, right? This is no game, right? You have to think about what you're doing. A lot of people are facing persecution, violence, all type of domestic issues, and running for whatever reason, right? Some of them are running because of economic reasons as well. They don't want to live a life of poverty, and some are really being persecuted and facing a lot of violence day to day. But as I mentioned, you should think about what you're doing, especially if you're going with children. I would discourage that 100%, because you're running, you're hiding, you're jumping in water, you're walking for miles, possibly sometimes. These people can say they're going to drop you as close as possible to the border, but there are times when they have to ditch that because it's like an ongoing episode going on there, right? You never know what is going to happen from minute to minute. I mentioned in my last video, they dropped a 10-year-old Nicaraguan boy in the desert. So maybe they're running away for whatever reason, from Border Patrol, because the people who are doing this, transporting people, they're also hiding. So from Border Patrol as well, right? Both Mexican and U.S. Border Patrol. So it's a tough situation, and we're going to wait and see, because I think it's just a matter of time before they announce the name. And we're not hearing, of course, from the parents, but I think we can safely say this could possibly be, I would say 90. Who else could it be? A little 5-year-old Jamaican girl. So now we're hearing the word Jamaican. Her age matches, and the date that they arrive at the border is matching up. So unfortunately, I don't think Little Million is here with us anymore. As I mentioned, condolences to the parents and grandparents and all family, all relatives. Sad situation, right? Something like this. As a community, we all mourn for Little Million. I'm going to read a news report from The Gleaner. And after I recorded the first section, I found this report in The Gleaner. Five-year-old migrant girl drowns in Mexico-U.S. border crossing. The authorities in the United States have declined to confirm the identity of a 5-year-old migrant child who drowned in the Colorado River in California. The Imperial County Sheriff's Office in California has confirmed that she drowned on Monday, June 6th. The coroner's office today told The Gleaner that because the deceased is a minor, her name cannot be released. The Star reported on Wednesday, June the 8th, that the 5-year-old Jamaican Malaysia Million Miller was separated from her mother, 30-year-old Teresa Stushy Wilson, and her 8-month-old sibling while being smuggled across a dangerous Mexico-U.S. border on June the 5th. That's a Sunday. The three left Jamaica for Panama on May 25th. The incident has sparked national interest, and since then, relatives who are from Waterhouse in St. Andrew have consistently told our news team that their understanding is that the child drowned during the journey. She called and told us that Millen is dead. She drowned. And she all a talk about she gonna kill herself. She loved that little girl baby. She can't go live with that, said a relative who asked not to be named. The secretary in the coroner's office told the Gleaner that the body of the child remains in the custody of the department. Examinations have to be done, and then the family can make arrangements. The coroner's office said of the next steps. A statement from U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, a copy of which was seen by our news team, said that when the Jamaican mother was in custody, she told the agents she got separated from her child. The mother stated that she had handed her child to an unknown individual in the group and was last seen in the vicinity of the Morelos Dam near Andrade, California. Agents immediately responded to that area to search for the missing child and ultimately discovered a child in the Colorado River, the statement said. The drowning reportedly took place north of the Morelos Dam, and the body was fished from the water, which stretched for about a mile from the border wall. Arizona Governor Doug Ducey has called the tragedy a humanitarian crisis. So, as reported, Saunders, Jamaica's ambassador to Mexico, last Thursday made contact with Wilson a day after she was released from detention at an Arizona facility. At the time, Saunders had expressed sadness at the news of the drowning of the child and the possibility that the body may be Miller's based on discussion she had with Wilson. She had previously told the Gleaner that steps have been taken to inform Jamaican counterparts in the U.S. of the tragedy. Thank you for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and see you on the next video. Take care of yourself and others. Bye for now.